Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Najwa. If you're new here, please click the like and subscribe button. Hit that bell. That way you know whenever I post a video. Guys, Ukraine took it home. Goodness gracious, I'm just so happy right now. For those of you who are new here, maybe you didn't catch the last two parts of this little series that I did, but we just basically covered sussexsquad. We covered the Invictus games, and the last video I think we covered days 1, 2, and 3, if I'm not mistaken. So today we'll chat a little bit about day 4, 5, 6, and 7. But for the most part, I'm sorry, let's see here. So there were 8 days in total. We're going to talk about the last 4 days, last 4 or 5 days, whatever. I do want to highlight that I'm going to chat a little bit more for sussexsquad, people who really follow Prince Harry and Meghan Markle at the end. Talk about all the hate that they got. Talk about how, as usual, is completely unwarranted. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, there was so much love. I mean, there was so much love there for them, and so much love that they give to this. They're so into it. But for now, you know what? Let's not even talk about the haters. For now, if you want to just know about that, skip to the middle, towards the end of the video. We'll chat about all that craziness. But for now, let's really honor the veterans who competed in the games. So, guys, it was wonderful. So basically, I believe we chatted about basically the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. And basically, we're going to talk about the 12th through the 16th here. And on, Tuesday the 12th, there was indoor rowing, there was wheelchair basketball. I found the wheelchair basketball to be really interesting. It's something that I never watched before. Like I said, this was the first time that I ever watched the Invictus games. I had known about it before, but this was the first time that I could really just take a look at it. And across all the sports, really, to begin with, I was absolutely amazed. I was amazed that people could go through such physical trauma, through mental trauma, emotional trauma, and come out on the other end. So we talked about that. These people are just friggin' amazing. You know, it is really the sad, heartless person who looks at something like this and they don't take out of it that these are wounded veterans who were able to pull all the strength in them to do something that was like for them, for their emotional well-being, to help out their comrades, to help out their peers, you know, and to make a statement that just says, hey, we are here to represent one another, our countries, teamwork. You know, these are different people from different nations who have this common denominator, you know? And so the person who looks at that and they don't take out the fact that this is like amazing human resilience at display, amazing compassion, strength at display. The person who looks at this and doesn't see that is, it's a pity for them. It's sad for them. You know, it's like in the U.S., which, you know, my country has, we've been in the news for not such great stuff lately. But, you know, for example, the previous president, there was one day where a veteran, an injured veteran, got up and sang the national anthem, and after that he told one of the army deputies, one of the military chiefs or whatever, you know, why do you bring people like that here? Seriously, there are people out there who say things like that. So, you know, that just highlights to the ignorance there is out there, and I'm really glad that I got to watch this time to see, like, what a great effort this is, honestly, on the part of not just Prince Harry or Meghan Markle, the Sussexes, but everyone who really puts in efforts to make these games and pull them off. I think they've been going since 2014. I mean, when you look at it, when you look at all the organization that goes into it, this is a big thing. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, honey child, for those of you who are new to sort of the Sussex world and stuff, when they said that the royal family had institutional systemic racism going on, systemic misogyny going on, and stuff needed to change, they pissed a whole bunch of people off. They really did, because people can't even see that this games, these competitions, are not about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Like, this is about injured veterans feeling like, Jesus, they can feel good about something in their life. Like, what kind of an evil but anyway, Again, not getting caught up on the haters. But then on Wednesday the 13th, there was swimming, there was table tennis, there was wheelchair basketball again. On Thursday the 14th, there was table tennis, there was sitting volleyball. Ah, the sitting volleyball I really, really liked. And you see Nigeria's team here. Nigeria, Prince Harry mentioned that Meghan Markle actually found out that she has some Nigerian ancestry in her gene pool, you know, in her family tree. So she was really excited to see them competing for the first time this year. And they were so hype. Like when the host at the end went around, you know, kind of getting everybody amped up. France was hype. Like I said, France is like on some other stuff right now. France is hype. Nigeria was super hype. I loved it. I really, really loved it. On Friday the 15th, I think that's where we were. There was archery. There was cycling. There was road cycling. There was sitting volleyball again. And then lastly, on the last day, there were the ceremonies and the archery. You see here Prince Harry and Meghan Markle looking like mom and dad jeans. Even in mom and dad jeans, they're super cute. But, you know, like, it was really, really amazing. Ukraine, they for the lack of better words, killed it. They killed it. So the performances were really great as well. I think this is Sam Ryder. I think his name is Sam Ryder. And Rita Ora was really, really great. I actually didn't know much about Rita Ora. But guys, Ukraine took it in first place. Second place was the United States. Third place was Great Britain. Fourth place was Colombia. And Canada was in fifth place. And that's in terms of the medals. And you see here on the screen, Anna, Tyra's daughter, she got up and spoke about how it felt to play in, well, not in place of, for her mother. I think that's what they really wanted to clarify. And that was really, really beautiful. It really, really struck my heart when Prince Harry came out and he hugged Anna. This was like a little presentation that they showed while Prince Harry was walking out. And I just thought this guy looked so intense. I had to show this. But I really, really loved that. I really loved that they really represented like, oh yeah, and Tyra broke down. I could see that the dam was gonna break when they just put the camera on her. I was like, yep, she's about to cry. She's about to cry. But it was that moment, you know, it was that moment. Even Anna's microphone was having kind of like some weirdnesses at some moment, and the crowd was just cheering, you know, like, you got this, girl. I just love that. I love the level of camaraderie. You know, there's really no other way to put it. In this divisive, polarizing, culture war starting time that really is not necessary. It's divisive, usually far right corporate type figures who are using culture wars really just to divide people and to get clicks and all that stuff. But we need to get back to a time of camaraderie. We really, really do. Like this, I thought that it was lovely. I thought that it was lovely. And beyond that, you know, the sports that were competed in, I thought they were very interesting. You know, archery, the athletics were really cool to look at. Ukraine was kicking butt. I mean, guys, when you look at the scores legitimately of Ukraine, like, and this is just medals. This is just considering medals. They got 12 gold medals, 14 silver medals, and 8 bronze medals. Like, the United States in total got 4. Britain got in total 2. Colombia in total got 2. Canada in total got 1. Like, Ukraine kicked butt. I don't know if it's because they're just like pumped up right now, but good for them. I mean, Russia should be ashamed of itself, causing this senseless war. It's like, but you know what? Yeah, I hope that this is a marker. Before we move on to the successes, I just really hope that this is a marker to show that, you know, the pendulum is swinging really far before it comes back to the middle. I hope that this is just a really, really rough time before really across the world, democracy, a fair, you know, kind of standard of democracy is adopted by all. And that's all I'm going to say to that. But kudos to all the athletes. Now let's talk about the successes a little bit, guys. This was insane. This was insane. Okay, so Meghan Markle, she spoke at the Invictus Games. She really showed up more for the fans, just kind of being there present instead of the huge, you know, really big organized like speeches like Prince Harry did. Prince Harry, some of the mayors and the different influential German figures who attended the games, they did much more of the big qualified speeches. The host did more of the big qualified speeches. Whereas Meghan Markle, I feel like she was much more there, sort of just like a cheerleading type presence. And that's what's something that already the trashy tabloids seem to just take and just spin it, because they know that they have stirred up so many culture wars out there to make people hate Meghan Markle with like a seething resentment, that they just keep playing on that. I was really surprised. Okay, check this out, Sussex Squad. I was really surprised to see the Daily Mail be fairly civil with this stuff. I mean, when I looked on Google and I looked at some of the headlines that were coming out of the Daily Mail, who knows? Maybe they're trying to turn this all around, but hopefully it's like, guys, making Prince Harry and Meghan Markle your villains, it's not really going to go anywhere in the end. Maybe you like really took traction with some of the extremists out there, but the majority of people don't feel like that. And I got proof right here for you that that's the fact. Literally. Celebrity put out an article. Everywhere in Germany that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle went, they were mobbed with crowds that freaking went crazy for them. People love Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It's time for the media to stop portraying, how do you want to say, like a unrealistic or sort of like a not very true narrative or version of what people feel about them. People love Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And beyond that, they love the causes that they represent, like supporting veterans, like trying to get more equality and trying to get systemic racism and prejudice out of there, like trying to contribute to the childhood education and things like that. Like, that's why people love them. So stop vilifying them when that's really not, I guess, reflective of what the world feels. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, you're still going to have people that do that. So listen to sort of just a delivery of the headlines that you kind of get. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to kind of try to set up a split screen here. Not visually, but just sort of the way I'm talking about this, to show the difference between what Meghan Markle said at the Invictus Games and how the tabloids still just try to come after them, and they forget that this is so much bigger than whatever, clicks and whatever you're trying to get. So here's one art, and we're going to talk, of course, about Angela Levin, who keeps repeatedly coming after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It just points to how sad, envious, jealous, and, deceitful these people are. But anyway, so here's one. Prince Harry fails to mention wife Meghan Markle in closing speech. So, it's kind of that stuff. Prince Harry seemingly snubs Meghan Markle at the Invictus Games. Look at the picture on the screen. That look right there looks like a man who loves his wife and a wife who loves her husband. Like, where are you guys getting your intelligence from? If you can call it intelligence, I'm really not getting it. So that's two that I see here. Let's keep going. So more. So yeah. Well, there's one here from the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle was keen to emphasize togetherness with Prince Harry. Another one, Meghan Markle was keen to show her support as Prince Harry's cheerleader. So that right there again from the Daily Mail, showing you, I guess, they're trying to back up a little bit. There's one from Daily Mail. So I guess, no, you really can't put it down 100% that they've moved on. Meghan Markle is making it all about her. Okay. So let me just, more trash. But here, just listen to what Angela Levin said. I mean, this is just insane. It's starting to get a little bit creepy. It's like, maybe you should just like move on or something, or go get a therapist. Like, I don't know, but it's starting to get a little bit creepy. Like, it seems like it's going past just a paycheck for this woman. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like it's not just about a paycheck. It seems like this woman is enjoying telling all these lies. I don't get it, and just being very, very nasty. Maybe I can't even say lies. What she's saying right here is opinion, but it's just like, why are you evil? You know, like what's going on? Okay, so I'm not gonna address the content of what she's saying here yet, because I'm gonna tell you specifically what Meghan Markle says herself. But let me just tell you what Angela Levin said. So Angela Levin says she was patronizing. She said this on an appearance with Sky News Australia. And I'm getting this information from Cheat Sheet. This is from Cheat Sheet Royals. This is an article called Royal Author Calls Meghan Markle Patronizing for Claiming Milkshakes and School Cause Late Arrival to the Invictus Games. This is an article by Lucille Barilla, and it's from September 13th, 2023. So, she says she thought that she was patronizing. And again, I'm going to tell you exactly what Meghan said. Nothing patronizing of what she said. Actually, the exact opposite. She says, you know, she's saying she's so sorry she's late, but she had to get some milkshakes for her children and take the older one to school. It's so patronizing. Guys, just listen to this. She's basically saying, Meghan Markle said she wanted to be a nurturing and loving mother to her brats. How patronizing is that to us horrible mothers? You know, I'm not saying that Angela Levin is a horrible mother, but it's like, who is going out there saying that a mother, aka Meghan Markle, just a woman that you hate just to hate, who's saying, I'm sorry that I'm late. I wanted to get my kids settled before I came. Who is saying that that's patronizing? Angela Levin, that's who. Okay, so Angela goes on and says, to assume that everybody is so stupid that they know she could be 3 days late because she wanted to take the older children to school, the older child to school, is nonsense. We're not that stupid. Thank you. Okay? She goes on to say, don't think for a second she doesn't have a lot of help there at the couple's Montecito, California home. Meghan's not that sort of woman, and I don't blame her for this, who wants to look after children all day long. She wants to promote herself. Again, you know, trying to slip a little bit in there of saving face, but really just being very, very nasty. You know, it doesn't occur to you that actually, yeah, maybe she does want to spend time with her children. Maybe they're having a little bit of separation anxiety, okay? You and people like you send a lot of hate towards their mother's way. Maybe they're feeling a little bit of separation anxiety when their mom or their dad leaves, okay? Just stop being evil. How hard is it for people to just stop being evil? It says Angela Levin believes Meghan Markle plans to rebrand herself as a global influencer. Okay? So she claims, like everybody claims, that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are having problems. 1 minute they're together, 1 minute they're not. She claims they're supposed to be looking at different houses in a different part of Los Angeles. Who are you on speed dial with, honey? Like, where are you getting your information from? Anyway, we've spent enough on that silliness. It's not even meant, you know, it's not even worth addressing, guys. It's like, dude, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were there for one reason. It was to support veterans in the Invictus Games. You should be doing the same thing. When you don't do that, you really just make yourself look horrible. And, you know, like, just to prove, again, that people freaking love Prince Harry and Meghan Markle so much, to show you sort of that split screen, before we read what Meghan Markle said in her little speech, listen to this article from Celebritry. This is from the 15th of September. It says, the Sussexes are being crowded by and mobbed by the Sussexes are being I can't talk. The Sussexes are being mobbed by crowds wherever they go in Germany. And this is from Kaiser. Every day that goes by with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at the Dusseldorf Invictus Games, there's more seething and crying from the British media. They're trying everything they can think of to throw at Harry and Meghan. Meghan is trying to get attention. No, she's naturally effervescent and everyone's thrilled to see her. Harry and Meghan are being too lovely and demonstrative. LOL, jealous. Harry and Meghan should be focused on the games. What? How? that's, like, listen to that. How can they be talking about Harry and Meghan should be focused on the games when all they're doing is focusing on, some weird fake news type narratives of villainizing Harry and Meghan, and they are not focusing on the games. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely bizarre. It says it's not their fault that they're being swarmed by Invictus families wherever they go, nor can they help the fact that Team Nigeria has basically adopted Meghan and they're about to take her home with them. And I got that sense too. I seriously thought some of those Nigerian moms were about to swallow Meghan whole and just take her back to Nigeria with them. But seriously, like, they friggin' love Harry. We all love Prince Harry, but Meghan Markle as well, Like, I the only way I can describe it is like my husband. We have the same thing, I guess, since we're two different nationalities and we're two different countries, two different races or whatever. Whenever, like, I'm talking to my family, they're just like, where's Pedro? Where's Pedro? Where's Pedro? I'm like, dang, what about me, He has the same thing with his family. Whenever he's talking to his family, for example, who are in Portugal, on a video call, they're like, where's Najwa? Where's Najwa? I'm like, dang, but there's something about that when a family member or someone who you really love, when they find that person who really loves them the way that they deserve, like, you're all for that. It's nothing but love there. And again, beyond that, beyond people just actually really loving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, this is about veterans. This is about veterans doing something to better themselves. We all know the horrors of war. We see it right now with what is happening in the Ukraine with this senseless war that Putin has waged on the Ukraine. Okay? It's like, we all see that. We should all know that many of the luxuries that we enjoy today are because of our veterans, okay? We should all know the beauty, the beauty of what you feel when you do something with your body and physical exertion and you're able to push your strength to heights that you didn't know before. How that helps your physical and your mental and your spiritual well-being. That's what this should be about, Okay. Before I go off on a tangent, let me just end with what Meghan Markle actually says in her speech. And it actually was not that big of a deal. And I feel like that also is why a lot of the tabloids were like seething with hate and anger and resentment, is because they expected her to get up on stage like Prince Harry did and make several very big speeches. But, I feel like Meghan Markle now is like, fool me once, fool me twice, like that type of stuff is like, no, you no longer deserve that. I think it was in other words, I think it was very intentional that they chose to have Meghan speak at a very intimate sort of setting. It was just like a hotel dinner or brunch or whatever it was. There were less people than the whole big stadium or whatever. Because, dude, these haters out here, these derangers have made it difficult for this woman to just be herself, to just live her doggone life. So, okay, let's listen to this. I've got two articles. They both kind of give a little bit of a different part of her speech, because I was having trouble finding the speech in a very good, how do I want to say, filmed type of way. Like most of the filming of the speech I saw, they were kind of like, kind of bootleg phone filmings, people had just filmed them with their phone or whatever, which is not terrible. Like, again, I got the vibe that this was like an intimate type thing, and I think that was the right choice. For safety reasons, but also not to fuel the flames of those, crazy tabloids and derangers and all the haters out there. So this one is from Marie Claire, and it's from Rachel Birchfield, and it's entitled, Meghan Markle reveals why she arrived a little late to the party, to Prince Harry's Invictus games in Dusseldorf. Now, again, keep in mind what Angela Levin said about how she was being patronizing by, sending her kids off to school and getting them milkshakes, like, again, being a good mother is patronizing. Like, okay, anyway, so I'm going to skip down kind of all the articles, commentaries. I basically I want you to hear what Meghan Markle said. So, Meghan, who said in her speech, I'm sorry that I was a little late to the party. I just had to spend a little more time getting our little ones settled at home, putting milkshakes for their school drop off. And then I just landed a couple hours ago, and I am thrilled that the first event that I can do for Invictus is here with all of you. It is amazing, and I hear the week so far has gotten off to a good start. Is that right? It says she added that she and Harry can't wait to one day be able to bring our kids along also so they can experience just how amazing this is. So that's the first article, right? Just a comment before we look at the other one. This is not a patronizing person, you know? And I feel like we shouldn't have to say this. We know that people are in this for the long run game of hating Meghan Markle because it's very lucrative. That's really all that it's about. You know, it's just like the far right and extremists in the US. It's like the Tories in, Britain. It's a propaganda game. You know, I'm not saying that Angela Levin is Hitler, but that's pretty much how Hitler rose to fame. It's through very, very well crafted propaganda. It's just like, like people, they might say stuff so many times and you might start to kind of believe it. You know what I mean? It's like this is gonna have to stop. People don't show the same hatred towards Prince William and Kate Middleton. And yes, I hate to be the person to point it out, but there is a systemic a racism that is truly connected to phrenology and the monarchies and communism and fascism that is deeply connected in this. And people need to be aware of that and stop pushing those buttons. It's reaching the crazies out there, but for the general public, people don't feel that way. And it's really unethical for people to continue pushing these narratives that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are patronizing, self-absorbed, that they don't care about people. It's libel. It's libel. I don't know if they've gone after Angela Levin, but it's really not cool. But it's not just her, there's all types of people. Dan Wooten and Piers Morgans and, what's Sharon Osbourne's daughter's name? Kelly Osbourne. So many different people. They need to stop. They really need to stop. I was even listening to an interview with Chris Christie, who's running for president or vice president, shall we say, in the U.S., who is conservative from New Jersey. And he was saying he had met Prince Harry, and he was basically saying he was cool, but he striked him as a deeply, I don't remember the word that he said. I don't think it was disturbed, but he was basically saying a deeply sad individual, And it's just like, I don't know if the modern conservative of today just isn't wired to understand like how to say things in a like compassionate and empathetic way. I don't know what it is, but even something that sounds like it has compassion. I mean, to me, Prince Harry is not a very sad individual. He's someone who had a sad, traumatic thing happen in his childhood and he turned it around for himself. It's like, I don't know if they're all following the same like crazy conservative, manual, whether it's in the US or the UK, but whatever. So this other one, and then we'll close it out. It's entitled, this is from ibtimes.co.uk, and it's entitled, Meghan Markle makes sweet nod to Archie Lilibet at 2023 Invictus Games, and this is by Tanya Diente. So I just wanted to give you guys another aspect of what she said. So, like the other thing is like the fact that she really points out family. She talks about friends and family and community. When you look at the Invictus Games, I was actually saying, like, this looks like a really nice, if you can afford to get the ticket, if you can afford to go to whatever destination it is, if you can afford to have a hotel and all that stuff, it seems like a wonderful family type of outing, and especially for the military families. I mean, the families really were some of the ones who were cheering the loudest, apart from the actual competitors. So I really like that she touched on this. So this is, she said it's off to a good start. So this is where I wanted to point out what she said, And to those people who basically question what stock she has in all this, if this is really for just publicity, etc. When I think about, the community cookbook that she did, for example, the things that she does, going to Uvalde, Texas, for example, where there was a school shooting, and really being there with the families, coming to Invictus and coming to this sort of intimate event, not the ones that were really for the big buzz and all the photo ops and stuff like that, the big speeches. No, it was like she came to an event where they were recording with their phones and stuff. It shows that she has skin in this, not for PR, not for images like people, a lot of other royals, not just in the UK, but all over the world, where people still have royals, even in the US, where we don't necessarily have a monarchy, but we've got some kind of version of royals. Where some people are really in this for the PR and the photo ops and things like this. I feel like this right here shows exactly how she's not, with this part of the speech and things like the Uvalde thing and those other moments where she's really been there with people and victims and stuff in a very intimate and close and nurturing, kind of motherly almost way. It's not about photo ops, And the Invictus Games is just one more example of that. So listen to this. She says, well, the article says the Duchess of Sussex then shared her gratitude to Fisher House Foundation for hosting the dinner. She recalled a visit to one of the organization's houses in Los Angeles 2 weeks ago and shared that she was so moved by everything that they do. She added, as they understand as you do, as my husband does in creating the Invictus Games, how much the value of rehabilitation matters, not just as a solitary experience, but as a family. Okay? And the article explains what Fisher House is. So it says Fisher House Foundation, an international nonprofit organization, has sponsored the Invictus Games Family and Friends program since Prince Harry launched the Invictus Game in 2014. The organization has been instrumental in helping improve the quality of life for military personnel, veterans, and their families by providing comfortable housing for families of patients receiving medical care at major military and Veterans Affairs VA medical centers for over 30 years. I'm going to skip down. It says Meghan Markle continued her speech, so I'm really proud to be part of this Invictus family with all of you. I'm grateful for all of you that are here. We've also received a few gifts. From the Canadian team, we got a bracelet, and on the bracelet they put the initials of one of the people who wasn't able to make it here tonight. She said that there are so many people back home that are rooting for the competitors, and even if they cannot be at the games, they are there in spirit. She once again shared her gratitude and excitement for a fantastic week ahead as she cheered on the players and told them to have the best time. So, I mean, right there, the whole point about Fisher House, the fact of before she even got to the Invictus Games, back in the closest city to her hometown, the closest major city to her hometown, she had actually visited one of Fisher Foundation's, campuses or locations, however you want to call it. Those are the small sort of details that she does that it's like, this is not about a photo op. This is not about a photo op. And I think that would be my recommendation to all of the people out there who are so fast and inclined to judge Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and hate on them just because that's what the trashy tabloid media told them to do. I would advise them to just actually take a look at the things that they're doing more objectively, look at the people who are helped by it, and get involved somehow. Like, you're missing the point, It's as if I would have looked at all of the thousands of people who died in Libya, because of the recent flooding there, and say, oh, well, this is just another opportunity for all those crazy leftists who want to push their climate change narrative to jump on this bandwagon. If I were to say that, that would be extremely insensitive, because this is something that really needs our attention. It's something that we need to donate our monies to. It's something that we need to try and see how we can adjust in our lives so that we don't have as many natural disasters if we can help it. If I were to focus on this really silly thing, this trivial thing in the face of something that was a much bigger cause, that would be wrong on me. The same way that people are looking at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and saying, oh, well, they're just doing this for publicity. Oh, well, he snubbed her because he didn't say that. Oh, well, she only cares about, she's being patronizing, talking about milkshakes. But you miss the point that this was a second chance at life for a lot of veterans. Look at the documentary on Netflix. You'll see it. People who have been depressed and sad, like who can't pull themselves off the couch, like Prince Harry said. People who are reliving not only the trauma of their childhood, but the trauma of war. People who are just thinking of ending it all, who have nothing else. And these games is like a shining light. How insensitive is it that to look at something as silly, and Fisher House, come back to Fisher House, veterans and family members of veterans who are facing poverty, who can't clothe their children and their families in the winter. How stupid is it to look at the Invictus games and what it does for veterans and talk about silly stuff about patronizing milkshake comments or seeing milkshake comments as patronizing or, snubs, and you get what you get what I'm saying, right? You get my drift. It's just, you're missing the point. Of course it's their point to miss the point because, again, hate gets more clicks than love. But in the end, I don't think it does anyone any justice. But, guys, I want to know what you think. Please, please, please let me know in the comments. What was your favorite part of the Invictus games? Success Squad, what did you love about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle while they were there? What are your prayers, your thoughts, your comments that you want to send up for the successes, for the veterans that competed, all the people who helped to pull these games together? What were your favorite competitions? I want to know all of it. So let me know in the comments respectfully, please. And if you are new to this channel, please do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button, hit that bell so you know whenever I post a video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye. Bye.